What is going on, you guys? It is Ian here, and guys, today, welcome to the third scary story along the line of this series that I'm doing. Now, the last two scary stories I've been doing on the channel, you guys seem to like. They've been getting a lot of views. A lot of views on this channel means 100 or above, or 100 or less. So I thank you all if you enjoy these scary stories. Like I said to you before, all these stories are fake. They are fake, but that's what makes them creative. Today will be the, what's it called again? The Catfish horror story. Catfish horror story. So, I'll be back whenever we tell the story. My name is Tim, and I am from Northern Ireland. I'm an 18-year-old young man, to be honest. Because I'm 18 years old, I still haven't got a girlfriend. So, I decided that on Monday, at the start of the summer, I was going to go on to Tinder. Tinder was used by some of my friends because they enjoyed going on and seeing like fit ladies and all. I wasn't really into fit ladies. I was into ladies with good personality. But I can't lie, I loved a hot woman. I found a hot woman called Caroline on Tinder the second day I was on it. We started to DM. But for the second day that we were DMing, she started to go deeper. She called me cute, she called me handsome, and then asked me where do I live. Because I was so into this, I told her where I lived. She said that she wanted to meet up. I suggested my house, or her house. But she said, no, Tim, let's meet up at the beach. I live in Glenarm, which is on the north coast of Northern Ireland. And we decided to meet up there. But the weirdest thing about this was we decided to meet up on the Wednesday of the first week I'd been chatting to her. Bear in mind, I had only been chatting to her for 3 days and she already wanted to meet up. She lived locally, so she was able to get to Glenarm quite fast. I got to Glenarm round about 9 o'clock in the evening. She did want to meet up at 10, but I wanted to be early. Jokingly, whenever I got onto the sand of Glenarm, I jokingly sent her a DM on Tinder saying, where are you? I knew I was too early, but I just wanted to be a joke. Even though it was just a joke, she then commented down saying, come to the bushes. There were no bushes on the sand, but there was a bush near my car that I parked at. So I went back into the car park and I looked around for any sign of Caroline. Caroline was a 19-year-old woman, by the way. She had golden blonde hair and she had a really nice body. She also had really nice eyes. That is why I was so happy that I was seeing her. But it soon turned weird and scary weird. When at the corner of my ear, I could hear what sounded like a gurgle sound coming from a bush. You know that sound you make whenever you gurgle water? Only this person was gurgling without water in their mouth. So they sounded really, really weird and sounded like they were gasping for air. I could track the sound to one of the bushes. But when I looked into the bush, I nearly fell back in horror. Stepping out of the bush was a 68-year-old man. This 68-year-old man looked like he couldn't even stand. He was hunched over, and I'm not joking, he looked pretty terrifying. He had got scars all over his face and rotting flesh for a face. Scared and terrified, I nervously but scarily asked him, Have you seen a young woman about this bush? Gradually but slowly, he pointed his finger at me and said, in a raspy voice, are you Tim? I was shocked because I don't know how this old man knew my name. But reluctant, I said, yes, why? He then pulled out a phone It must have been a 7, an iPhone 7 Plus or something. But I was shocked and I was horrified to see him open his phone and show me the app Tinder. While he pulled up my profile on Tinder, he gave me the creepiest, scariest grin I've ever seen. He forced the phone into my face and said with a horrifying laugh, adding it on to the voice, "Are you looking for Caroline?" I was frozen in place because I had just realised what had happened to me. A hot 19-year-old girl that I thought was fit and I thought had many, many pics on her Tinder turned out to be a 60-year-old man who couldn't stand. Terrified, I ran away to my car, which was literally a couple of yards from the old man. I floored it out of there and got back to my house. I was thinking about deleting Tinder altogether and removing my profile, but I wanted the police to see this. I screenshotted the man's profile, or her profile, and after that I reported it to my dad, and my dad reported it to the police. The police was able to track his phone number that he had installed on Tinder with his account to a nearby house near the beach that I was at. They arrested him, and 2 weeks later, they finally admitted it to me. Caroline, his real name was Joe Spears. The police told me that Joe Spears was apparently a rapist that had had 10 years in jail before he met me. He had 10 years in jail because he had raped 20 women in 1 week. Even though he looked like he could barely stand, he still raped these women. And even though I wasn't a woman, I have no idea what Joe would have done to me if I had stayed there with him. I could just remember his rotting face. He was just so terrifying to even look at. I don't normally shame people for the way they look because that is not right. That is not positivity. But this guy he looked like an actual walking corpse. I hope I never see Joe Spears or whoever that pedo was. I hope I never see him again. Well guys, that was the Catfish horror story. I'm so sorry if I tripped along the way with a bunch of bits of that story there. I'm so sorry guys, I really am. It is actually 9:15 at the minute. So, it was nearly the time that Tim arrived at the beach. Thank you all so much for watching this horror story. I'll be back next week with the Catfish part 2. Please do drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. One shout out I want to get, and I don't really do shout outs these days, but I'm doing it for this guy. One shout out I do want to give is to a guy called Sandwich Master. Yes, Sandwich Master or Alex. I saw your mum, I think it was, in Toy Town today, so congrats to you. Shout out to you, bro. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you have a wonderful night. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you all enjoyed this. Sorry if I tripped along the way with a bunch of things in this story. I hope you all enjoyed it. Stay safe, and I will see you all on Thursday once again for the Clap for Our Cares. Thank you all, and have a good day. Peace.